Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video I'm going to go back over my wildcard side for Game Week 22. Quite a few things have changed since the first video came out. We've got the AFCON announcement of teams being knocked out going through. We know who's going to be in the FL Cup final, who will blank in 26, who will double in 25, and also we've got to keep an eye on those fixtures in Game Week 29 for the FA Cup. So lots has changed. Let's take a look at those players that are now bringing and alter from that original side. If you enjoy these sort of videos, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, let's get on with it. So since the last video we have done, a lot has changed. We know that the AFCON Cup and Asian Cup is going on at the moment, but we know Egypt is out. We know a few of the teams that have come back home, a few are still going on. The EFL Cup final, we know who's going to be in that now, so we know who blanks in Game Week 26, and we know the likelihood of the doubles in 25. And we also know a little bit about who's going to blank in Game Week 29 and which teams are going to actually play. So with all that information, we can start to adjust what that original wildcard side looked like, which is on screen, but it doesn't feel much need to go through them. If you want a breakdown of some of the stats, then you'll have to refer to a previous video, because for this I'm just going to update some of the players. This was the original side. Feels like so much has happened since then. And this is the new side. It actually works out at bang on the same amount of money, which I think is quite cheap and affordable. You may be able to upgrade some of these players if you so wish. We've gone for Areola and Turner. I think it's still going for a cheap goalkeeper. I think West Ham's defence has certainly been a lot stronger. The one controversial thing, without going through all the individual players, I think is Haaland. We will need to wait and see what Pep says, but he does appear to be very close to coming back into the team. If he's in the side for the Burnley fixture, then I don't expect him to start. But I don't want a wild card in Game Week 22 and then find I'm booking in a transfer for Game Week 23 or even 24. I think I need those funds available, and the rest of the side set up fine. So I would just have Haaland in straight from the get-go, unless we get news from Pep that perhaps he's further away than we realise from being in full fitness. With this side then, Game Week 22, it should set up really well for Game Week 25 and take advantage of those double game weeks, and also gives the opportunity to get through Game Week 26 where there's going to be a blank as well. In terms of Game Week 29, you will have enough time to be able to go through that as well with your transfers, but we know at the moment roughly who is going to be blanking and who's going to be playing, but until those FA Cup 5th round games have completed, we won't know for sure. So the side I have gone in for Game Week 22, this is how it sets up in Game Week 25, where you will see the amount of doubles that you are hitting. You're going to have 3 Man City players. Now, I haven't gone for Bernard for De Bruyne. Originally I just feel it's just expensive. It's just very expensive to get Haaland, Trent in, the likes of Darwin and Stupinian. Very difficult, and also getting a Haaland, getting a De Bruyne, you would have to make quite a few sacrifices to get him in. I feel that you're making quite a few sacrifices in any case with this side. But you've got 3 City, 3 Liverpool. The only one that would really interest me outside of City and Liverpool for the double, and it is a good double, it would be Tony. Brentford's is a really tough double with Liverpool at home and City away. I don't particularly like Brentford's fixtures leading up to it, so if I actually go back to the previous scheme, I got Tony there, but I think in the medium term I wouldn't mind, short term, I'd go for someone like Pedro instead, having Pedro there from the get-go, but then you'd have to bring Tony in later on. That is a possibility. In terms of Liverpool, I would be looking at Jota, Trent definitely, and Darwin. I don't really think I would look at any other players outside of those 3. If you want to save money, you could go Virgil. I think you possibly could get away with maybe a Robertson. But Trent, I would be absolutely busting myself to get Trent in. I think he's the most important player. Jota and Darwin, at the moment, their minutes look all right. If Salah comes back in, then there is the prospect that could be threatened and their minutes will be reduced. But at the moment, they look like the best options. If Salah was to come back in, then this would you'd really have to make a decision about, do you downgrade Trent to someone else much cheaper, and can you then upgrade, and then it'd have to be a Jota maybe to get up to Salah, but that would be very difficult. There's no Saka in the side as well. That's just a sacrifice you've got to make. For Game Week 26, you would go into this with leaving yourself 2 free transfers At which point, the likes of Jota, I think, and Darwin would have to drop out. Maybe Doherty could come in as well. And that would give you a playing sort of double in game week 25. But again, that would just give you the headache of having knowing that you can't play him in 26. So that's the way that the side sort of kind of lines up. I like it for 25. You would have to go into 25, I think, or come out of 25 with 2 free transfers to make sure you can come out of game week 26 with enough players. But you would avoid the free hit in 25 because you're already stacked for double game week players. And you avoid it in 26 as well. 29, you could use it then if you haven't already used it previously to negotiate that. But the side looks really nice. I do really like it. In terms of other options, if you decided that you didn't want to go down the route of Bernardo, I'll pick Bernardo just because its minutes are so assured at the moment. But these things could really change. You could decide, actually, I don't want. If you've got more money to upgrade someone like a Garnacho, if you wanted to go to KDB, again, you'd have to downgrade someone like Trent and maybe go to that. At the moment, I'm just worried about KDB's minutes, I think. The likes of Palmer, you may have money already invested in, and I think Chelsea's longer-term fixtures look alright, and he's so cheap for all he offers, so I'll be happy to play him into game week 22. That's it for this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you are wildcarding for game week 22, and if you are, who are the players that you are definitely bringing in? Is there anyone I've overlooked that you think should be making your starting 11? In the meantime, we'll come back at you with a team selection watch list video, all that good stuff. So hit that like, make sure you subscribe. Good luck, and I shall speak to you soon.